Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new, it's really good to see you. And if you're a returning subscriber, as I've said just now, welcome back. So I'm back is where I am, back in my workshop, which is what I love to be. This channel, my YouTube channel, is not just for woodworking. It's a bit of a lifestyle channel, which does do woodwork, fly fishing and travel, hence the title, which is Wood, Water and Waypoints. Anyway, back in the workshop is where I am, and I've got lots and lots of projects on the go, lots of stuff that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days. I've got to create another unit for a pantry. I think I might have mentioned that in a video. I've done a previous video with a spice rack, and I built a 2-basket wine rack video. This is another unit to go to the right-hand side, which will just have a standard unit with 2 adjustable shelves, of which I'm going to be using Peter Millards jig to get the pin, the adjustable pins into place. Shelf pins, that's the word I'm looking for. And that's the bits I've got here. So this is the top and bottom. These will be cut to make the shelves. And these are the 2 sides. So the very first thing we do is we set up the depth of the cut for the loose tenons. And this has got a gauge already put into the jig itself. You saw me do this before. I've actually clamped it down this time, so you can probably see it. 30mm guide bush, drop it down into position, and you'll see it drop straight down and touch the bottom of the jig itself. I then set the depth gauge on the Dewalt and hold it on one of the pins, whatever they're called, and then we're ready to go. So each time I plunge, it comes straight back down to the level I need to do for the tenons. Okay, plates in position, do the faces first, 6 on each side, or 6 on each panel. Router set, bits in place. All we're going to do now is turn it on, plunge to depth, and then we're using the referencing pins, which are already in position here, so we can get the same on each side. And it's only the middle one that we'll mark afterwards. Okay, let's continue doing all the rest. So I've decided to speed this part of the video up a little bit, otherwise it will just bore you, but primarily just to show you how easy it is to use the jig in its positioning. With these location pins, it enables you to drill the mortises exactly the same spot on the 4 corners, but you just have to remember you must measure correctly for the center one to allow the center tenon to be put in place. But the jig itself is fantastic and so simple to use. For me, a complete novice with this sort of tool. The center pin that you can see, and on the jig, it's got a 3D line printed already into it, so you can match the lines that you've created yourself for the center in line with the jig, as you can see in this part here. But it's very simple, and it works seamlessly every time. So that's the 6 holes on each of the side panels done. So we've just now got to do the edges. Okay, so we've now done the 2 side panels. We're going to do the edges now of the top and bottom shelves, or the top and the bottom. And then the 2 shelves we'll just cut a little bit thinner so they slide in and out onto the shelf pins. But must remember always to turn the actual jig onto its side when you're doing the edges. Right, let's crack on. Same process. Like the last section, I decided to narrate over this little bit. Similar to when you're doing the faces, you must still remember to make a correct center line measurement for the jig, and remember to turn the jig on its side. It's different to when you're doing the edges. But the location pins on each end make it so simple to use. Just one clamping position each time, and it works seamlessly. And that is the top and bottom grooves fitted into place. So we'll quickly dry fix it and make sure it's all looking good. Right, so what we'll do is we'll put the dominoes into the edges here, these 3 points here. We're just dry fixing it at the moment, just to make sure it's all going to go okay. These will take a bit of a banging in, but we can pull them out with a pair of grips afterwards, and then we'll glue them into position. a deal that I saw once and bought them. Okay, and then this will slip in here quite nicely. Perfect fit. You're on camera. Come and say cup of tea coming from the wifey. I'll cut that out. It's always good to have a cup of tea from the wife. I'm not going to cut that out. And as you can see, sometimes there's a little overhang. You can just push it backwards. I put it this from the side just to get it level. And that's what the difference with this loose tenons means. You can get it right on the line and it's flush both sides. Okay, the two ends are on. Let's put the button, the bottom's on. Let's just slide this into position. Level it up. And then at this end, and that is on its side. Just got to level it up, glue it up, put the shelf pins in for the shelves, and that one's done. Hello, back in the workshop. It is in fact another day. I didn't start until late yesterday and I had some stuff to do. Anyway, we're back in here. It's nice and toasty in the workshop. The weather is completely miserable again outside. If you're in the UK, especially in the southwest, it has been rotten for weeks and weeks and weeks. What am I doing today? So I've got a couple of projects on the go. I've got a 4 basket shelf unit. I've got some wall units that I'm going to replace up here, but also I've got a pantry unit to complete. I did a video of a wine rack that I built a couple of weeks ago, and a spice rack, a wine rack and basket unit all in combined. And now the customer now wants another unit to go to the right, and this time to have 2 movable shelves. So it's the same dimensions, it's 800 deep by 550 wide. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to be using this Multi Jig from 10 Minute Workshop, Peter Millards. It's an amazing bit of kit. Does a plethora of things. I urge you to watch the video and I will tag the description below. But what I'm going to be using is this row of 5 holes here with a 30mm guide bush, and this is to put some shelf pin locations. So I'm going to be doing 5 here, 5 on the top, and then obviously on the opposite side on both sides there. You can see I've already put the mortises in. So the reason I've referenced it off with a piece of MDF, identical width both top and bottom. It's locked in with my Hongdu Banggood clamps, solid as a rock. And this gives me a reference both top and bottom, so I can make these shelf pins identical without having to do any worrying marks. All I've got to maintain is an edge here, which I will probably clamp. I've done a couple of, what's the words? Just pre-drill bits, so I can see if the shelf pins are going to fit. The kit that Peter supplies with it does come with a couple of different diameter router bits. I'm using a 4.76mm, even though they're 5mm shelf pins. I've already done the trial holes. That was what I was looking for, and they work tight. They're nice and tight, which is what you want them to do. Anyway, without further ado, let's get it set up. The guide bush is in. I've already set the depth, which is here. So what we're going to do is just clamp this here, plunge along these 5, move it over, plunge along those 5. So the first mistake I made was not realising that this piece of 18mm MDF is deeper or higher than, or thicker in fact, than the jig. So I've just moved up the stops a little bit so I can get my router on there. Probably would have been easier with just a palm router. I could have just done it straight down a lot easier, but we've got the plunge on this one. So let's get ready to plunge these holes in here, 5 on this side, 5 on the bottom. We'll just move the stop across and then we'll do the other side. And then just one more to do after that. That is sensational. That 5 pins put in really, really quickly. I know there'll be other methods and people will leave comments, but with a jig that's got so many different things on there, I'm only using it for the shelf pins at the second. It is sensational. So let's get on and do the 5 here, 5 there, 5 there, and then the other 20 on the other side that I've got to do over there. So the first time I've ever used this multi jig to do shelf pins, in fact, it's the first time I've ever done shelf pins, and it was made so much simpler by using this. I know there's lots of jigs out there, as I kept saying before. This multi jig is exactly what it's for. It's a lot of jigs in one. So we've now successfully put all the shelf pin points on both sides, both edges of the actual unit. I put 5 on it, gives the customer a lot more scope to move the shelves up and down. So all we've got to do now is glue and fix it all together. So finally finished the unit. You didn't need to see the gluing up. I think everybody knows what happens with glues. I might put a couple of pictures of all the clamps and etc, etc. But the shelf unit is done. I used the jig from Peter Millards to do all the shelf pin holes. They've worked out really well. It gives the customer 5 points on both shelves to raise it up and down, but all these are cut quite nicely. I'm quite happy with that. It's in there. If anybody purchases, if anybody purchases the jig from Peter, this one here, which is amazing, it does come with, if you get the full kit, it does come with the 2 router bits. One is a 4.67, 4.76. I've probably got that running away, 4 3/4. And the other one is 5. The shelf pin diameters were 5, but do use the smaller router bit, the 4.76, not the 5mm one that comes with the kit, because they need to be tight. And I tried both as a practice, and it's the 4.76 one that is the one that works. I'll take that in the description below. Anyway, as per usual, this one's finished for now. I just got to sand it, which you don't need to see. And then I'm going to start on the wall units in my workshop, get them out of the way, where I can show you how I make the shaker doors. I've started to pre-cut some bits for that. But as per usual, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to. Comments are always welcome, as long as they're nice, but even if they're not, it's good to see people going through and give me some feedback. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for viewing. Cheers now.